Hello, Bridget Bartlett here with Visual Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is set up your sub account for your agency inside of HighLevel. Okay, now this is actually the third video in this training series, so if you have missed any of this so far, you can go to bridgetbartlett.com and register for free access. If you're already a member, you can log into your resource area at training.myvisionagency.com. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the HighLevel agency dashboard, and you'll see that we only have one sub account. Okay, so what we need to do is actually create a user for this account. Okay, now you'll see if we go to the settings in our agency and we go to team, there's only one user here, but you'll see there are no locations assigned to this user. Okay, this is our the user that I created for this test account. Now if we go into our actual sub account, which we can do that way as well, and go into the settings and go to my staff, you'll see here that we have no users. Okay, so every sub account needs to have a user to take advantage of all the functionality, right? So there are two ways of doing this. You can create a user directly in the account, and I really recommend you doing that because it's easy in the agency account to accidentally give someone access to your entire agency. Okay, so if I was going to create a user here, what I'd do is go to add employee, and then I would add the client or my VA or whatever I wanted to add. I could add their information there and their email address and create a password for them. We could also set the signature here of the person who is going to be using this account. Okay, so every account is based on the user settings. So this user logging in to my link, my white labeled link, not app.gohighlevel, but in this situation it would be app.myvisioncrm.com. Okay, so this user would go to app.myvisioncrm.com and they would log in with this email address that we put here and then whatever password. Okay, and then of course every email or communication they send out is going to have whatever signature they add here. You can assign a calendar to them. You can also choose what user permissions that this particular user is going to have. This is all of them. You may want to toggle that on if you want them to have access to the affiliate manager. And you'll see here that this is actually a user role. You could make them admin if you want to. You also have the ability to set their specific call settings. So if this caller or this user had their own phone number, then they could actually upload their own voicemail. Okay, so it would override any other voicemail there. Okay, so if you wanted to maybe set this as a their specific user, give them a phone number, and then add the voicemail to say, hi, this is Billy Bob at Billy Bob's Plumbing. Sorry I missed your call, leave me a message, and it would be custom to that user. Okay, you also have the user availability. So here is where you're going to set how are they going to do their meetings. If they want to set their Zoom account, then they would just need to log in to Zoom, and they can also choose maybe just their own custom link that they want to add there. Maybe you don't want it to be different every time. You're going to choose the time zone. So if I wanted to choose Indianapolis, and then my available days and times. Okay, and this is the user settings. Remember, okay, everything that we're doing here is going to be tied to this specific user. Okay, and then we can also choose a Google or Outlook calendar to add to this team member as well. All right, but right now what we really want to do is just tie the user that's already created inside of our agency. Okay, so let's go back into our agency admin settings and let's go to team, and you'll see that we already have ourselves as a user. So what we want to do is we want to go to edit and then go to user roles, and here we want to add ourselves to the account that we've chosen to manage our business out of. Okay, so you'll see here that it's actually agency admin, and then we're choosing our account. Now, when I said that it's really easy in this setting to give someone access to your entire agency, if I was to add an employee here and then go to the user settings and give them an agency access, okay, you don't actually, inside the sub accounts, you don't actually get the agency access availability. Okay, it's just going to be admin or user. So if you did want to add someone as a user, maybe your support team or something, to your entire agency, you want to do that inside your agency admin dashboard at app.gohighlevel.com, and you want to set that there, okay, so that you can give them access to the entire agency. All right. So you could have them an admin or a user at that point. But this setting here is for the agency. This setting here would be for a specific account, or you could maybe have them have access to multiple accounts. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. Let's go ahead and refresh and make sure that we saved that. So it does have us. Okay, so now our only user inside of our HighLevel agency account is me, and the only location that this user can log into. Now remember, this is my HighLevel agency account login information, okay? But since we have created our company login, which is app.myvisioncrm, and if we go here now, and we already set this up in previous training. So if we go here now, we see the login screen. Okay. Now I can log in to this using the login credentials here. Okay. Because this is my user account. Okay. So I'm going to have access to this location. I'm also, if I use this login to this email rather, to log in to Go HighLevel, URL, right? So I'm logging into my main agency. I'm going to use this email as well, but I want to use whatever password is in this profile. Okay, so here is the password for the actual agency, but inside the user account, this is where the password is going to be when we are logging in to our URL, okay, our custom URL that's connected to our domain. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. I do get that question a lot as well. Okay, so now we've talked about that. We've created our user. Now let's go back to our agency and let's go to the SaaS configurator. Okay, so you'll see here that we need to actually connect and create the products on our SaaS account. Okay, so this is for the SaaS plan only. So if you don't see this, you would need to upgrade to the SaaS plan. Okay, so to create this, since we've already connected our Stripe account, all we need to do is click here to create the recommended plans. Okay, now it has actually created the products that we have here inside of our Stripe account. So if we go here into our Stripe account, let's go to products. You'll see that now we actually have standard products. Okay, so we have the two prices, the $197 and the $1970, and that's for the year. And then we also have the two prices here for the premium, and then we also have the two prices here for the professional plan. Okay, so these coincide exactly with these. Now you can change these prices. You can also create coupons inside of Stripe if you want to. You could also create a free trial. But once you have created the products inside of HighLevel, whatever you do here, it's going to do inside of Stripe. So any changes that you make, just make sure that you make them here instead of going inside of Stripe, okay? Because if you do it in Stripe, there's no way for Stripe to tell your HighLevel account that those changes have been made, okay? So now, once you have created your accounts, you can actually see the exact product plan here. Now, this is really important, and you'll understand when you start, when we import it into our sub account. But this is really important to make sure that you have the exact product. Okay, so let's actually now, once you have that created, let me also explain. You can also choose which tools you want to have available inside of each plan here, and that is really, it's really up to you however you want to structure that, as well as you can give complimentary credits, okay? So since we are on the SaaS plan, we can actually give complimentary credits, and we can also upcharge the rebilling for those credits, okay? So let's say that I wanted to, make a profit on every time someone sends a text message or an email. I could actually do 3x, and I do recommend that you don't do any less than 3x, because what happens is your client is going to pay you, and then you're going to pay HighLevel. And so there are some processing fees, there are some taxes. And so you just want to make sure that, everything that you mark up at least 3x. I mean, that's really the standard that I go by, to make sure that you're making room with all of your costs to actually make a profit, but also not go in the hole. Okay. So we could just make these 3x here, and you can enable or disable them, again, however you want to structure this. But this is definitely the best way to utilize the lead connector option and do all of the rebilling and automate all of that. So what's really cool is when you are setting the complimentary credits, if you're marking it up 3x to the client, they think, okay, it's $197 minus the $10. So now really it's $187, but really it's not costing you $10. It's really only costing you, if you're marking it up 3 times, it's costing you like $3.33. Okay. So once you get all of that situated and, set up however you want to, you also have the ability to select a snapshot that you want to preload into their account when they sign up. Okay. So you can create your own snapshot. You can import one of the ones that we already have available. And we talked about snapshots in the first video. So definitely go back and watch that if you missed it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just click Save Changes. And now you'll see that our products have been created, and we can actually, if we wanted to sign someone up right away, all we would need to do, like everything is set up right now, we would just need to click here and then give them the link. And you can see if we open this up in a new tab, this is what the link actually looks like. Okay, so it's just, the standard plan and whatever you have set up in your SaaS configurator. Okay. So now that we have added all of that, let's go back to the sub accounts now, because we need to actually convert our sub account into a SaaS plan. Okay, because this sub account is where we're going to manage our own business. So we're going to be sending out emails, we're going to create a phone number, we're going to do all those things that a typical client would do to utilize all the features. Okay, so we just want to click here to switch to SaaS, and you'll see we need to, it says to convert this to SaaS, you need to add a location admin and try again. So let's go here. Actually, I don't know why. Let's refresh, because maybe it doesn't recognize that we added a location admin already. So let's click here and switch to SaaS again. Okay, to convert the account to SaaS, you need to add a location admin. That is interesting, because we do have a location admin. Maybe it could be that this is this new feature that they have here that is, let's see. So let's look for all, okay. So let's look for agency. Okay. And let's look for admin. Okay, so it does definitely look like we have the agency admin here. Not really sure why. Agency admin. Okay. Let's go back here. And let's try this again. Okay, so I need to investigate that, but let's move on. Okay, so I am going to go into the sub account now. So there are 2 ways to do it. You can click that button there to go to sub account. You could also go up here in your list. Okay, so I'm just going to go inside my list there. Here we go. All right. So when you first get started with your sub account, you definitely want to start at the Launchpad, and you want to click here to download the app. Okay. So when you download the app, you're going to log in with your login credentials, right? And this is going to give you access to everything inside of your agency sub account. Okay. So this is going to help you manage all of your communications in your business. Okay. You also, of course, can connect your Google My Business, Facebook page. You can add the chat widget. We've already connected our Stripe. If you want to add Yext to the account, you can do that as well. You could also be a reseller for Yext, and you can set all of that up in your agency account. If you go to reselling, you can choose your price. You could also choose to offer that as part of your SaaS. The same with WordPress. Okay, so you just basically name your price there. And then when someone selects that, that they want to add that service, then it's just like any other product. They basically purchase it, and then everything they pay you. Okay, so you keep the difference. You can also add additional team members here. Okay, so you also have your dashboard here. This is where you're going to track all of your sales. You can set the prices of all of your conversions and different things like that in the opportunities pipeline to update here. There's lots of training on that as well. You can definitely check up in the documentation here. Okay, here is where all of your tasks are going to show up, and you can also see the manual actions and your funnels and basically all of the analytics in your account. Here is where basically I work out of the most. This is where all of your conversations are going to be streamlined into one place. Okay, so if someone contacts you through text message, through your web chat, they call you, they message you through Google My Business, or send you an email or anything, even a call recording, all of those things are going to be here in the Conversations tab, and it is all linked to their profile. You also have your calendars here. So if you go to the calendar settings, there are some samples here. If you want, you can just delete these, because you can, of course, create whatever calendars that you want to create and customize. Okay. So let's go back now. You also have your contacts. So anytime you want to add a contact, you can just click there and add them manually, or you can set up different automations. If they fill out a form or anything like that, all of your contacts are going to be here. Okay. You have also the ability to create smart lists, which are, customizing your list, bulk actions. You can restore, you can check different tasks for team members and employees. You can also manage the company here. Here is where you're going to create your sales opportunities and pipelines. You also have your payments area. Here is where you're going to actually import your SaaS products. Okay, so you can actually send invoices here. You can track your orders. You can track your subscriptions and different transactions. You have your products here. This is where you're going to create and import your products. And you can also create coupons, set your tax settings, and you have some integrations here as well. So if you want to be able to use Stripe as well as PayPal, you can't use Stripe for the agency, but you can use Stripe inside of your sub account for different products and things. Okay, what we want to do is, if we want to utilize our SaaS products that we just created in the SaaS configurator, what we need to do is we need to go to products, and we need to actually import from Stripe. Remember, we don't want to create them because we've already created them inside of Stripe utilizing the SaaS configurator. So we're going to click there, and then we're going to now pull from the drop down list. Okay, now remember when I told you the product IDs are really important. Okay, so if I go back now to my agency account, and I go to the SaaS configurator, and I click here, and I want to make sure that I'm grabbing this exact product, because if you start editing, you're going to have multiple products and multiple prices. Every time you save, it's going to create a new product. So if I want to make sure that I'm choosing this exact plan right here, I just want to click here to copy that. Okay, now I'm going to go back into my agency account, and I'm going to go back into the products or payments, and I'm going to go to products, and then I'm going to go to import, and then I can actually just paste that product. Of course, it made a liar out of me. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm choosing that correct plan. Sorry, I guess I thought you could paste that in there. You can just look at it. You can use it, paste it on. Let's open up a new notepad here. So just pull up a notepad, and then you can paste that there to make sure that you're choosing the right one. Okay, so it ends in JWT1. So let's look for 197. JWT1. So now we know this is the exact plan. Okay. Now, do we want to add setup fees? Let's say no. Let's just import. Okay. So now this product is imported into our account, and we can connect it to different website pages and automations and all of those things. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are importing, all of our Stripe products. So I would just go ahead, import all of these while I'm here, and then that way I don't need to worry about it later. Okay, so I'm just going to import, and let's go back here. We're going to import this one as well, and let's go back here, and this one. And now remember, we don't need to do anything in Stripe, okay? We don't need to recreate these at all, because we already have them created. So now looking at our product list, now we have the standard plan, the premium plan, and the professional plan, the both monthly and the annual. Okay, so that is how you're going to use those products inside of your HighLevel system. Okay, so that's what connects the products within the SaaS configurator that also created in Stripe. We are now connecting those two, right? The main SaaS configurator and our sub account here. Okay, so if I did want to now go to a website, and let's say I wanted to add that product to this funnel here, then I would simply go to products, and then I would go to add product, and then I want to choose if I want my standard plan here, and if I want my monthly plan, and then of course I could give it a name, and I have some customizations for that as well. Okay, so I would just save there, and now I have that product connected to this page on the website. Okay, so if I go now into this page and I want to add this product, all I need to do is click to open up my website, and I'm going to drag in a checkout form. Okay, so let it get loaded here. And let's say I want to add, let's add a column here and add an element. And I want to add my one-step checkout. And that's all I need to do. Of course, I could customize this and remove fields and different things like that. But if I save that there, and then I now preview this, now my product that I added is going to be added to my checkout. Okay, so that is how easy it is to just have someone sign up, using your website and connect those products to a funnel. Okay, so let me get out of here now. Now, the next thing that's important to do is your integrations. Okay, so let's actually go now into the settings here at the very bottom, and you'll see that we have the business section. Okay, so this is going to be the business information that goes on all of your invoices that you're sending from your sub account. Okay, anything they receive from the agency, that information, that business information is going to be here in the company profile. Okay, also anything coming from your sub account, that business location is going to be, or it's going to be in the settings here in this area. Now, typically, it's going to be the same information, okay? But I just wanted to make sure to point that out so that it's very clear, what information needs to go where, okay? Now, you definitely want to try to fill this out as completely as possible, okay? Because when you go to create a phone number and there's some regulation things, oh, and you know what? This might be where it says to create an admin user. So let's go ahead and create this here. And we will just add an email. So let's say we want to use our email that we created, okay? And let's pick a job title, and we'll say CEO, and let's just go ahead and update information. Or actually, we should use my Vision Assistant, because that is our username. Or it is not, it is my Vision Assistant at Gmail. That's what my user was. So we're going to do gmail.com. Okay, and update. Okay, so what we want to do there, what I was hoping that would accomplish is if we now go to switch our agency to SaaS, it shouldn't say. Okay, so it's still saying that we need to create. All right, I'll come back to that. All right, so let's go back into here now. That's going to bug me until I figure that out. Okay, and we'll go back to settings now. So we want to fill this out as completely as possible. Okay, here is some settings. Now remember, all of these settings are just for this specific location or sub account. Okay, here you want to choose, do you want to allow duplicate contacts or duplicate opportunities? And remember, opportunities are our sales pipeline. Do we want to merge the Facebook contacts by name? Okay, and it does say here that only incoming messages from Facebook will be merged if they match an existing contact's name. So names are case sensitive. So you may want to select that or not. Disable contact time zone, mark emails as invalid due to hard bounds. I do recommend doing this because we want to make sure that our emails are going to real email addresses so that we don't damage our email reputation. Validate phone numbers when a first SMS is sent to the contact. You can choose to do that. Also, to remain compliant when sending SMS messages, you want to add an opt-out message. You can choose this or not, but if you don't choose it, make sure that you are building that into all of your automations, okay? If that sounds like too complicated for you, just leave this on, and then the system will make sure that you're compliant. If you do want to customize that, you can easily just click there and then customize. Same thing for the make SMS compliant here, as well as the emails. Okay, so all of that will take care of your compliance part. Here, the campaigns and triggers are actually built now into the workflows. So you may want to enable these or you may not. It's actually better to not because they're going away. So if you are watching this in the future, this probably will not be there. You also have the ability to create a missed call text back. So that is really great for you as the agency owner, but also the business, because if someone calls your phone number that we're going to create in just a second, if someone calls your phone number, then and you don't answer, then it will actually send a text message to them. And if you want to test this out, you can just enter your mobile number and then click there. Okay. You also can create a voicemail to send out, and then you can also choose if you want it to answer right away to the voicemail, just leave it here. If you want it to answer in 20 seconds, then you want to toggle that over here, and you can just upload the MP3 file. You can actually just download audio recorder on your phone and then just upload that. Just make sure that it's an MP3 or WAV file. Okay. And then of course you want to fill out your business region and all of that. So this is all basically your company settings and information. Okay. Now here is where you have your staff. Okay. So this is where this is going to be all of the users inside of your whole agency account. Okay, so every sub account, every user, everyone is going to end up in this place here. I do see McCall is here, Janai, Linwood. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, so we also have, if we go down our list here, we talked about the calendars and pipelines. Here is where you want to create your phone number. So you'll see that we are connected to the Lead Connector system, and that's what we talked about in the first video. So to add a phone number, all we need to do now is just click here. We can add our area code that we want our phone number to be created from, and then we are going to search, and then we can just select the phone number and save. And as long as we have funds in our wallet, we will be able to create that phone number and save. And then now this would be our business phone number that we're going to put in our company settings, and that we're going to put on our website and all of that, so that all of the the call tracking and the text messages and all of that is going to come from this phone number. Now also, when you are using the app and you are the mobile app and you're texting and making phone calls from the mobile app, it's going to be from this phone number as well. Okay, so if you're a solopreneur and you want to not make your cell phone public, this is definitely a great option for that. Okay. Also, you have your reputation management here. You also have your profile here, so you can change your password. And again, this is all for your personal user profile in the account. Okay. You can also connect your Zoom and Outlook as well. You have custom fields here. So a lot of these get imported with the snapshot. So custom fields are basically, when someone fills out the form and it is in the first name field, this is what the custom value is going to be. And there's lots of training. We'll definitely go into what custom fields and values and the benefits of them, but it basically will pre-populate information from the form. Okay, so if this was in an email and they filled out a form in the first name field, then it would auto-populate their name. Okay, so that's kind of how that works. You also have custom values, which is basically the same as custom fields, except it doesn't really need to be in a form. It can be in lots of communications and even websites. Here is where you're going to connect your domain. And we already connected our agency domain here. So definitely if you missed that training, go back and watch it. We also have our media file or our media library. This is where you're going to upload images and videos that you're using inside of your account. You can also redirect any URLs. So we have a domain here. Let's say that we had an affiliate link and we wanted to make it myvisioncrm.com/HighLevel. We could actually just use the URL redirect, and as long as we have a domain connected, we could just add that here. So we would just choose our name, choose the path, and then we could just paste the link there. Okay, so that makes it really easy. Integrations are really, really important. You want to make sure that you're connecting your Google account here. That's going to pull in your Google emails and your calendars and all of those things. Also connecting your Facebook and Instagram. That's what's going to allow all of your messages to go into the conversations tab. Also QuickBooks and Clio and your Stripe account. We've already connected that. Shopify and TikTok. It integrates with all of that. And you can also, once you connect your TikTok and Facebook, if you're running ads, you can actually map the fields here for Facebook and TikTok. Okay. Now we've already created our email address in one of the first two videos. So we don't need to worry about all of that. It's already created. If we did want to forward the emails coming in, and you can see if you click on forward settings, you will receive the email replies not only in the conversations view, but also your personal email. So if you did want to forward that email address to another email or do the BCC, you have that option as well. And you can also choose, if you had multiple users, if you wanted to forward to the assigned user, you could select that option as well. You also have the conversation starters here. This is a list of conversation custom providers added to the account. We'll talk about that at a different time. We also have the tags here. You could actually just delete these tags here because you'll create your own tags, and that will definitely make it easier for you. But tags are going to be your best friend. It's going to be where you are going to organize all of your contacts to ensure that when you are retargeting them, that you are sending them the appropriate information. Okay. You also have the lab setting here. This is when HighLevel releases new products. After they've left the beta stage, they'll go into labs, and then you can actually toggle these on if you want to start testing out some of the new features. Okay. So they're not going to show up, and this is going to be in every sub account. So your agency clients will see this as well, but you can see that it's not branded to HighLevel. So they can choose if they want to toggle some of these new features on and try that. And you can also see that the email sync is coming as well. So that's really cool. The audit logs are where you're going to be able to tell all of the actions that are taking place in your account. This is especially important if you have multiple users. You want to be able to see, if something did get messed up or whatever, you want to be able to see, what happened here. This is also great when you're doing support and you're troubleshooting to try to figure out, what happened to make something, maybe caused a problem. And then you also have a list of the companies here. So you can actually, if you click here, you can retroactively create company records from existing contacts. Okay, so this is a new option here, and it will, basically sync what's in the company name with their contact. Okay, so that makes that definitely user friendly. So I'll go ahead and say yes to that. Okay. So this is basically the quick and dirty rundown of how to get this sub account created. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk more specifically about importing snapshots and, getting our agency website created, also getting all of our reseller products, all of those websites set up and created. And we're going to talk all about that tomorrow. So thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you the same time, same place. Have a good one. Make your vision a reality. Bye. Before you go, if you have questions, join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. See you there.